We are commencing legal action against Mrs. Meghan Markle. Her televised allegations, particularly the Oprah interview, have inflicted undue harm upon the royal family. An apology no longer suffices. The matter will now proceed through the courts.
On a sharp, bracing autumn morning in London, Buckingham Palace's grand gates swung open to a swarm of flashing cameras and the hum of impatient journalists, all sensing that something monumental was about to unfold. It was December 1st, 2025, and what had been billed as a routine royal engagement update was anything but ordinary. As King Charles II emerged onto the podium, his face stern and unyielding beneath the leaden skies, the atmosphere crackled with an almost electric anticipation. Advisers in immaculate tailored suits flanked him, adjusting papers and whispering quietly, but all eyes were on the monarch. He straightened his notes, cleared his throat, and began, his voice calm but charged with unmistakable weight. "We are commencing legal action against Mrs. Meghan Markle," he declared, each word striking like a hammer. "Her televised allegations, particularly the Oprah interview, have inflicted undue harm upon the royal family. An apology no longer suffices. This matter will now proceed through the courts." The declaration hung over the crowd like a thunderclap, shaking the assembled press. Phones buzzed furiously. Reporters scrambled to send dispatches, and camera shutters clicked incessantly. This was unprecedented. Never in history had a reigning British monarch personally initiated a defamation lawsuit against a family member. The interview in question, aired nearly 5 years earlier on March 7, 2021, had captivated over 17 million viewers in the United States alone and ignited heated global debates about race, mental health, and the private workings of the monarchy. In that interview, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, along with Prince Harry, had made explosive allegations, claiming concerns about their son Archie's skin colour from unnamed royals, insufficient support for her mental health struggles, and feelings of vulnerability within the institution. The palace's initial response had been careful and measured. A statement released just 2 days later expressed sadness over the couple's experiences, acknowledging that recollections might differ, yet stressing that concerns, particularly those regarding race, would be handled privately as a family matter. But time did little to heal the wounds. Books, documentaries, and subsequent interviews from the Sussexes kept the tensions raw, while Harry's 2023 memoir, Spare, added further layers of personal accusations against his father and brother. Now, with this lawsuit, King Charles was sending a clear signal that patience had run out. Insiders described the move as the culmination of years of endured slights, where private attempts at reconciliation had repeatedly failed. One anonymous source revealed that the king agonized over this step, but ultimately deemed it necessary to safeguard the monarchy's integrity amid growing public fascination with celebrity-driven narratives. The press conference unfolded amid heightened security. Outside, protesters and supporters crowded the streets, waving conflicting banners. Messages reading "Justice for the Crown" collided with signs championing Meghan's free speech, highlighting the stark polarization in public opinion. Inside, Charles spoke firmly about unity and service as the monarchy's enduring core values. Yet the implications of his announcement radiated far beyond palace walls. Legal analysts quickly speculated on the uphill battle ahead. Defamation cases in the UK require proving falsity and demonstrable harm, complicated by the interview's international broadcast. Still, the drama gripped observers worldwide, drawing comparisons to historic royal scandals such as the abdication crisis of 1936. This was no ordinary family dispute. It was a fierce battle for narrative control in the era of instant global media. The Oprah Winfrey interview had already left an indelible mark. Broadcast from a serene Californian garden, Meghan and Harry opened up about stepping back from senior royal duties in 2020, an event dubbed the Exit. Meghan spoke candidly of suicidal thoughts during her pregnancy, alleging that palace officials withheld support to avoid negative optics. with Harry corroborating her account. They further revealed that family discussions had raised concerns about Archie's skin tone, implying racial bias without naming anyone. The immediate aftermath sent shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. A statement on behalf of Queen Elizabeth II expressed sadness and reaffirmed that the matters would be handled privately, a classic royal approach. Yet the media frenzy was unstoppable. UK tabloids condemned the couple's words as betrayal, while American commentators praised their bravery. Polls reflected the fallout. A 2021 YouGov survey showed 48% of Britons viewed the interview negatively, compared with only 29% who responded positively. Over the years, the narrative evolved and intensified. The 2022 Sussex Netflix series revisited themes of an unsupportive and outdated monarchy, while Harry's memoir Spare added claims of physical altercations with Prince William and emotional distance from King Charles, then Prince of Wales. These publications sustained public interest in the allegations, framing them as part of a broader pattern of institutional failings. Royal biographers like Robert Lacey noted in updated editions of Battle of Brothers that the Oprah interview forced the palace to confront diversity and bias in ways previously avoided. This led to initiatives such as unconscious bias training for staff. Critics, however, argued the claims lacked concrete specificity, leaving ample room for interpretation. For example, the skin colour commentary was later addressed in OMIC's Kobe's 2023 book Endgame, involving letters between Meghan and Charles, but without direct quotes, leaving ambiguity that fueled ongoing debates. Some viewed this as evidence of systemic issues, others as exaggerated for sympathy. The palace, adhering to its never complain, never explain mantra, avoided public rebuttals. Yet private leaks revealed growing frustration over what officials considered one-sided narratives. As the 5th anniversary of the interview approached, tensions simmered, with royal watchers speculating whether reconciliation was still possible. The lawsuit announcement destroyed that hope, repositioning the interview from historical memory to active legal fodder. Why take legal action now, nearly 5 years later? Sources indicate a build-up of unresolved grievances, intensified by subsequent Sussex media projects. Initial containment strategies faltered, while Harry's memoir and Netflix docu-series amplified the story, eroding the palace's patience. A critical factor was the perceived commercialization of family disputes, including media deals netting millions and fluctuating royal approval ratings. By 2024, post-Charles coronation polls showed the monarchy rebounding, but lingering negativity toward the Sussexes persisted. An IPSO survey from October 2025 revealed Meghan's favourability at just 20% in the UK, down from 25% the previous year, while Harry sat at 28%. This decline, insiders say, prompted a strategic reassessment. Silence had allowed misinformation to flourish. Legal precedent also played a role. Meghan's 2021 privacy victory against associated newspapers proved courts could intervene in media disputes. Personal health crises further shifted priorities. Charles's 2024 cancer diagnosis and Catherine's own challenges underscored the need for stability. Reports suggest these events prompted the king to reflect on legacy, viewing unresolved allegations as stains on the crown. Classified briefings reportedly included evidence of reputational harm, decreased tourism to royal sites, and strained Commonwealth relations, partially linked to critiques of colonialism in the Oprah interview. The decision crystallized in mid-2025 amid scrutiny over Harry's US visa following admissions in Spare, highlighting inconsistencies in public disclosures. Palace lawyers drew from dismissed defamation cases like Samantha Markle versus Meghan, arguing that the Oprah claims veered into libel, implying malice without proof. Timing also aligned with broader transparency reforms, making the lawsuit a defensive strategy to reclaim narrative authority. Behind the scenes, Prince William and Princess Catherine emerged as central advocates. As future king and queen consort, they saw the Sussexes' public disclosures as existential threats to the monarchy and their own legacies. Sources familiar with palace dynamics described William's frustration boiling over after the release of Spare. alleged physical altercations, leaked private conversations, and accusations of favoritism represented profound breaches of trust and royal protocol. This sentiment mirrored broader reports of the rift, reaching all-time lows even before Meghan and Harry's tensions escalated over differing approaches to duty and media engagement. Catherine, traditionally a family mediator, evolved notably in her stance, especially after the 2022 Netflix docuseries painted her as aloof during initial encounters with Meghan, a portrayal conflicting with her public image as compassionate, committed to early childhood development and mental health causes. A 2025 Vanity Fair feature underscored their decisive influence in comparable royal crises, such as stripping Prince Andrew of titles amid scandal, evidence of a pattern of intervention to safeguard institutional reputation. Recent reports suggest Catherine's perspective was shaped by personal challenges, including her 2024 cancer diagnosis, heightening her resolve to protect family unity. Sources reveal clashes with other royals over reconciliation efforts, with Harry advocating for boundaries while occasionally extending olive branches, such as suggesting a potential return home without Meghan to test loyalties. Insider accounts describe emergency councils where William vocally argued that unaddressed allegations erode public faith in the monarchy, making decisive action imperative. Under the piercing glare of cameras and the constant buzz of London's media engines, King Charles's bold legal move sent shockwaves through the palace and the public alike. He frequently references polling data, like a 2025 IPSO survey, showing his approval rating soaring to 70% amid his Earthshot Prize initiatives, a stark contrast to the Sussexes' declining numbers. This meticulous, data-driven strategy highlights William's shrewd approach, sharpened by years of experience as heir apparent and an unrelenting commitment to modernizing the monarchy's brand and public perception. Catherine complements this methodical strategy by focusing on the human element, particularly the well-being of their three children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, whom she seeks to shield from the relentless media storms swirling around their uncle and aunt. Her own health ordeal in 2024 only amplified this protective instinct. Sources close to the palace note that it prompted her to urge King Charles to take decisive action, framing the lawsuit not as a personal vendetta, but as a way to restore the integrity and credibility of the institution. Biographies such as Katie Nichols' The New Royals portray William and Catherine as a formidable, united front. Their partnership, forged through public scrutiny, personal trials, and private health challenges, stands in sharp contrast to Harry's increasing isolation in California. This contrast is visible in William's rare but pointed public acknowledgements of his brother, often subtly laced with reminders about accountability and responsibility. During a 2025 engagement, William referenced family bonds amid ongoing estrangement, signaling a generational pivot. Whereas Charles has historically leaned toward forgiveness, William's approach prioritizes long-term preservation of the monarchy over fleeting reconciliations. In this context, the lawsuit is more than a legal maneuver. It is a calculated step to set clear boundaries, ensuring that the monarchy's narrative remains focused on service rather than scandal. This approach has shaped broader palace strategies. William and Catherine now occupy pivotal roles in fast-tracking key decisions. Experts note that their deep understanding of public sentiment, media cycles, and royal branding positions them as architects of the Crown's evolving public identity. Their influence stretches across crisis management, engagement planning, and reputation strategy, marking a more proactive and modern era for the monarchy. Oprah Winfrey, the legendary media mogul behind the 2021 interview with Meghan and Harry, is reportedly wrestling with profound remorse over its lasting repercussions. Sources close to her inner circle suggest she is reflecting on whether the broadcast unintentionally fueled tension within the royal family. While no official statement has been released, insiders claim Oprah views the site-down as a pivotal moment that escalated far beyond her original intentions of fostering empathy and understanding. A 2025 Newsweek feature captured this sentiment through a producer's anonymous quote, praising Meghan's authenticity but subtly highlighting Oprah's hindsight regrets regarding the interview's divisive impact on public perception. Social media analyses and commentaries from outlets like Quora Discussions suggest Oprah may wish she had probed more deeply or challenged certain narratives, potentially mitigating some of the backlash. These concerns extend beyond personal reflection, entwined with her global brand, particularly her UK-focused media and philanthropic initiatives. For instance, her ongoing partnerships with UK broadcasters and wellness initiatives involving Meghan face potential scrutiny amid the royal lawsuit. In 2025, Oprah's participation in the Global Wellness Day campaign emphasized accessible health initiatives while showcasing figures like Meghan, highlighting cross-Atlantic collaborations. Similarly, her annual Favorite Things list spotlighted Meghan's artisanal jam, blending personal endorsements with commercial reach in UK markets. Philanthropic projects, such as collaborations with Meghan and Melinda French Gates on digital wellness programs for young girls launched in late 2024, extend to UK educational initiatives that could now face reputational fallout. Oprah's historical mental health series with Harry, launched in 2019, continues to influence British-linked documentaries and awareness campaigns, including potential expansions into European streaming platforms. The announcement of King Charles's lawsuit intensified anxieties for her, placing her in a complex intersection of legal scrutiny, public perception, and brand management. Legal experts highlight the possibility of subpoenas for depositions, drawing parallels to her 2022 involvement in Samantha Markle's defamation suit against Meghan, where she was summoned to testify on related communications. Tabloid narratives, often exaggerated on YouTube and Facebook, claim Oprah regrets the interview, a likely distortion for clicks. But insiders report she continues to respect the Sussexes' courage while balancing empathy with professional prudence in a polarized global media environment. Oprah is reportedly consulting advisors to safeguard her brand and avoid further entanglement. This episode underscores the unintended consequences of high-profile interviews, showing how even the most influential figures must reassess boundaries between journalism, advocacy, and legal risk. The lawsuit invokes UK defamation laws, centering on libel as defined under the Defamation Act 2013, which modernized the legal landscape to balance free speech with reputational protection. A statement is considered defamatory only if publication has caused or is likely to cause serious harm to the claimant's reputation. For King Charles, this entails proving tangible damage, financial loss, social ostracism, or measurable declines in public standing, rather than emotional distress alone. The Act established a higher threshold than pre-2013 laws, deterring trivial claims while addressing genuine injury. The palace must show that Meghan's allegations in the Oprah interview, claims of racial bias and institutional neglect, were false, published to a third party, and caused serious reputational harm. Evidence could include polling data showing dips in approval ratings or strained international relations. Filed in London's High Court, the claim specifically targets the interview's allegations about Archie's skin colour and the alleged denial of mental health support. The palace argues these claims, lacking concrete proof, have undermined the monarchy's image as a unifying institution. Jurisdiction is clear, grounded in the UK broadcast on ITV, which reached millions and continues to shape public discourse. The palace may also invoke injurious falsehood, a related tort addressing malicious false statements causing economic loss. Though rare in reputation disputes, precedents exist, particularly from high-profile royal cases. Meghan's 2021 victory against Associated Newspapers, which reproduced a private letter to her father, awarded damages and a front-page apology. That suit centered on privacy rather than pure defamation, but it set a precedent for royal legal assertiveness. Prince Harry's successful 2020 libel action against the same publisher over misrepresentations of his military charity provides a closer parallel. Other UK defamation precedents, like Johnny Depp's 2020 loss to The Sun and Lawrence Fox's 2024 libel defeat, underscore the court's emphasis on truth as a defense and the risk of unsubstantiated claims. Crown lawyers are seeking remedies including compensatory damages, potentially in the hundreds of thousands, injunctions to prevent repetition, and court-ordered retractions to mitigate ongoing harm. Challenges remain, especially regarding free speech defences under Article 10 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which protects expression unless restrictions are necessary and proportionate. Meghan's team may invoke public interest defence, arguing the interview addressed societal matters like race and mental health, requiring proof of reasonable belief in public benefit. UK libel laws are relatively plaintiff-friendly compared to US standards, though 2013 reforms make victories harder without evidence of serious harm. Legal experts, including Carter Ruck, predict a protracted battle lasting 12 to 24 months, with pre-trial skirmishes over jurisdiction and admissibility. The disclosure phase could unearth sensitive emails, palace notes, and even Oprah's production documents, revealing communications potentially embarrassing to both sides. The Sussex legal team, hardened by previous victories such as Samantha Markle's dismissed 2024 suit, may counter with absolute defences like truth or honest opinion. Settlement remains possible, involving confidential payouts or mutual non-disparagement agreements, mirroring high-profile celebrity cases and avoiding the glare of a public trial. By pursuing court action, King Charles signals a modern, proactive approach to perceived libels, setting new precedents for institutions confronting narrative warfare while balancing privacy, truth, and public accountability. Public reactions split sharply. UK tabloids hailed the move as overdue justice, with polls showing 75% support. Progressives decried it as censorship, echoing Guardian critiques. US media emphasised free expression. European outlets drew historical parallels. October 2025 polls reflected the divide. Charles's approval at 68%, Meghan's at 21%. Social media erupted with #royal lawsuit trending worldwide. Feminist groups rallied for Meghan. Monarchists backed Charles. Impacts rippled to charities, donors, and broader discussions of media accountability. As the case unfolds, stakes are high for Meghan, born in 1981 to a biracial family. Her journey from actress to duchess embodies ambition under scrutiny, while her activism, from UN speeches to arch-related programs, faces new hurdles. Harry, the spare-turned advocate, contends with family estrangement, his Invictus legacy intact, but personal ties frayed. Charles' reign, now marked by assertive modernization, balances authority with the challenges of public perception. Polls suggest a stabilizing monarchy. William and Catherine cement their stewardship, prioritizing equality, parenting, and institutional integrity. The lawsuit may ignite dialogue or deepen divides, but it underscores the monarchy's adaptation in a digital age where tradition, accountability, and narrative control collide. As this saga unfolds, the world watches closely, scrutinizing every move, every statement, and every strategy. The balance between family, duty, and public perception has never been more precarious. How the monarchy navigates this trial may define its legacy for decades to come. If you're fascinated by these royal dynamics, make sure to hit subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a moment as history continues to unfold. And if you want more in-depth royal analysis, leave a comment sharing which royal feud you want us to break down next.